This story is pretty sick and crazy, and I'm gonna do my best to present it in the most diplomatic way as possible. But it's kind of hard because I'm emotionally affected by it. I'm very, very emotionally affected by it. So, knowing that, here we go. But first, a sip of water. Beautiful. So, a father posted in a social media group a post about the following situation. His two daughters were in a kindergarten. In their kindergarten, there was a male staff, a male employee. That male employee, the male daycare worker, was very, very popular with the kids. They loved him, they wanted to be around him, he was fun to hang out with, and everyone had a good time around him. This man would routinely invite the kids in the kindergarten over to his place, albeit with the presence of a female worker as well. And so they would go and, play games, hang out, maybe go for little trips and so on, close, at his place, because he lived quite close to the kindergarten. One day, the man who wrote this post's daughter arrives back home, and she tells her father, look, the guy in the kindergarten invited me and my sister for a sleepover at his place. I'm pausing just to let that sink in. I'm going to repeat it once more. The male daycare worker invited two minor kindergarten girls for sleepover at his place. Has that sunk in yet? Do you understand the severity of this? This is so crazy and so far out and so disgusting, revolting, aberrant, and repulsive. I don't even have words for it. In fact, my blood's boiling right here, right now. I mean, if it were my daughters, I probably would have needed to count to 1,000 before managing to restrict myself. Then I would have called management in kindergarten and childcare and probably alerted the police as well. Because this is so grossly horrible and bizarrely inappropriate, really, for so many reasons. Number one, a male daycare worker in a kindergarten is creepy enough. I don't know about you, but I find it to be creepy, really. If I were to deliver my kids to a kindergarten where the staff were all men, I'd rather take my kids home. Never do that. Even if it was 50% men and 50% women, I don't think so. Not my minor children, not kindergarten children, not preschool kids. That's just wrong. And even if there were only one man and 15 women, let's say there were 16 workers, 16 staff, and 15 women and one man, even that would have been a little far off. Him inviting kids over to his place in the presence of another staffer is borderline gross, I think, just because I personally, look, if you take me, I'm 40, I'll be I'll be 41 in 5 or 6 months' time. I personally have no business at all inviting other children whom I don't know back to my place. That's scary. The only exception would obviously be my children's friends. When my children are around, or maybe if I have a niece, or I don't know, or a buddy of mine brings over his daughter just because to say hello. Something in that regard. But inviting stranger kids over, no. I even feel uncomfortable talking about this. I'm feeling almost like a pedophile myself even discussing this. It's gross, it's horrible. And of course, inviting kids whom your job is to take care of in kindergarten over to your place for a sleepover. It's so gross. I can't even wrap my mind around it. Really. It's horrendous. That's the work of the devil. That's the devil at work. Really. I'm being totally sincere and honest here. No joke. Horrible. That's what it is. Yet, that isn't the worst part of the story. Believe me. Here's the worst part of the story. So the man posts this and asks for feedback, which is unnecessary in my opinion, because there is only one feedback, and that feedback is no fucking way. Apologies for swearing, but I couldn't restrain myself. In the comment section, various people, wrote their opinions. Most of them said that, yeah, I agree. Your daughter shouldn't go there and, do the sleepover. But there were a couple of users who actually, not only did they take the male daycare worker into defense, but they had the nerve to admonish the poster for presenting it in a wrong way. I specifically remember one comment, which was so far out and outlandish. I don't even know what these people are on. This childless woman, she has to be a childless woman, wrote something along the lines of Are you serious? Don't you understand that this guy only wants to do well? Maybe he feels a little lonely and he just wants to do something good for the children around him. You shouldn't be judging people like that. Really? Are you hearing yourself, lady? Are you hearing yourself? You don't have any kids. How do I know that you don't have any kids? Because no sane parent would agree to do that. Absolutely no sane parent. That's gross. If I have children and they go to sleepover at their friend's place, that's a different thing, obviously, right? Their parents are there, they know the people, etc., etc. But two minor girls, kindergarten girls, going for a sleepover at a single man's home? No. How would I know he's single? Well, obviously. If he had a family, he wouldn't invite two other kids for a sleepover. Because everyone who has kids knows exactly what that's like. Anyway. This is how persuasion turns into disillusion. When you're so persuaded by one line of thought. And yeah, I could go down the rabbit hole of accusing the guy of being a pedophile. I'm not going to do that, but let's just say that this way of presenting a case warrants the think and the connection of potential pedophilia taking place for so many reasons. You might need some coffee to calm myself down. Anyway, this woman who wrote that, childless, probably left-wing lunatic, probably brainwashed by the rainbow agenda, etc., etc. Probably thinks that climate change is bad. Yes, I'm prejudicial. Oh, I can't even pronounce that word correctly. I'm judgmental. I have a large degree of prejudice, especially towards people like that. And bottom line is, that comment. The post is the second worst thing. The worst thing is the comment, actually defending somebody who presents such a wild, outrageous suggestion. These people have no moral and no soul, and you should stay away from them. And this is persuasion when you're so sold on an idea that you can't even see past your own nose tip. You can't even see past it because you're so brainwashed and deluded by the propaganda that you've been spoon-fed for the past 20 years. It's outrageous and insane. So that's persuasion gone wrong. Stay away from those people. That's all I can say. If you want to learn more about persuasion when it comes to business and so on, for good purposes, may I add, then get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching and or listening to this, and I'll see you there.